All right, it's the middle of the week. It's just about 8 a.m. and I'm off to work. But I have to think about supper tonight. It's a busy week going into a busy weekend. Lots going on. Hot tuna tomorrow night. So I'm going to prep my dinner right now. Let me flip this camera around. And we're going to grab these cannellini right here. And let's bring these over and soak them for tonight. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. All right, let me get a few in here. Cover them with some cold water. Done. I'm off to the workplace. I'll see you all tonight. All right, I'm just getting in. And there's a neighbor's dog across the street. We gonna cook up those cannellini beans that we soaked this morning. So let's get, you can see behind me that sage bush. Now let me flip this camera around. I put that in the ground, baby, 10 years ago? 12, maybe 12, 13 years ago. Look at this beauty. Nothing like some fried sage leaf sandwiches with an anchovy in the middle, soaked in some vin santo or lemon juice. Look at the size of these. There's my hand. So let's just get a few of these. This thing just overwinters. I usually dry a bunch. Sage is so powerful, I don't use a lot of it. But once a year, I try to do the fried sage leaves. So let's cook some of these. They're great in the cannellini beans. Just float them in there and then take them out at the end. All right, I'm going to bring these in the kitchen. Oh, but while we're out here, before I head in, I literally just pulled in the driveway. Cannellini with Swiss chard, sauteed, some fresh garlic. It's gonna be awesome. The chard is great because it's not only heat resistant, this has been growing all through the summer, been enjoying the heck out of it, but it also will go pretty much right up till frost, and maybe even slightly beyond. So let's get a bunch of these leaves. A little bit of the stalk we'll chop up with it. Swiss chard with cannellini. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Okay, gang, I'm in with the chard and the sage. I'll get them washed up and get the beans on the stove, so I'll meet you all over at the stove. Okay, anybody who follows the show is no stranger to my screw-ups. So here's the setup footage. I put those beans in the pot, put that water on, added the sage, added some bay leaf, and turned it on to boil, and who knows where that footage wound up. So suffice to say, the beans got cooked up nicely, and let's move on to the next step. Get our cast iron up. Let's come in just a hair. There we go. Extra virgin olive oil. Well, yep, that's getting warm. You want to warm your pan up a little first before you get the oil in. Be generous with the oil. I just got a new extra virgin tonight. And in with the garlic. Aglio. I don't know if the mic's picking it up, but there is a nice little sizzle. Like I say, you do want to have the pan a little warm before you get the oil in. There we go. A nice gentle sizzle for the olive oil. Whoa, that aroma. Extra virgin olive oil and garlic. You know you're off on the right foot. Little pepperoncini. Oh, you know what? I'm going to hold back on the pepperoncini because I have all these peppers to deal with. That's next on my agenda. Not going to make a show out of it. There's not much to see, but I got to get those pickled up. So I am going to pull a little tiny cherry pepper. Here we go. And I'll prep that off to the side. I'm not even going to use the whole thing because these things pack a little. Here, little quality control. Gauge the capsicum level. Because they can have a range, these cherry peppers. And this one's mild. Quite mild. Nice. So it'll add just a beautiful flavor without too much heat. So let's get that in. I'm going seeds and all. Since it's so mild, I'm throwing the whole thing in. It's small to begin with. Nice one. I like to pickle these cherry peppers. What I do is I pickle them whole. I take out the stem. I take out the insides. You've seen them in the grocery store. Then pickle them, and then you can fill them with whatever you want. Gorgonzola, a little piece of provolone wrapped in prosciutto. All right, before the garlic gets too dark, let's go in with our Swiss chard. Stem pieces and all. Got garlic, and cherry pepper, pepperoncini, little sale. Crack of black, and let's toss in our stock cubes. They'll melt right in the pan. Ah, this smells great. And just because it's on the counter and I want to get rid of it, half a lemon. Get some lemon juice in there. Check on our beans. They're doing nicely in the back. Wow. The aromatics are really adding flavor directly to the beans. I love it. So, what I'm going to do, I still have the heat blasted in the back for the beans so they boil. I'm going to crank the chard heat all the way down to low and just let this slow just braise our greens. Let's check for salt here. Oh, the chicken stock with the garlic, lemon juice, and that little bit of cherry pepper. That's beautiful. This is going to be nice. Okay. I'm going to take a little break. Bill and I have the Italian Fest coming up, so I got to practice a few tunes while those cannellini get nice and tender. Buonasera, signorina, buonasera. It is time to say goodnight to Napoli. Though it's hard for us to whisper buonasera with that old moon above the Mediterranean Sea. All right, I just checked out those beans. Nice and cooked, al dente. Let's turn that off. I had this off because the chard is well cooked. So let us drain these beans. Oh, by the way, I threw the rest of that lemon in there. Waste not, want not. So let's get the solids out. Get the lemon out. Get the leaks out. Most of the liquid is out. So now I can just go right from the pot directly into our greens. Mix that around a little. We'll taste it for seasoning. Bean with a little bit of greens. QC. Ah. Oh, the beans are perfectly al dente. Saved a little of the bean liquid, maximum flavor. Remember that had the sage. And then I'm going to prep up a little bit of raw sage. Let's get that in. We're just about ready to eat, so this isn't really even going to cook. We're just going to sort of garnish in the pan. I don't know who that is. I'll find out in a minute. All right, I think we're ready to plate. And by the way, I did not practice the tunes. I took the opportunity while the beans were cooking to get some of these peppers prepped up. So now all I need to do is cook up my pickling liquid. Oh man, turkey sandwich with homemade mayo on sourdough with some of those pickled banana peppers. Then I take these big cherries, I hollow them out, stuff those. I got jalapeno in there, nice little pickled pepper mix. That's for another show down the line. I'm doing all that off camera. Okay, I think I'm ready. Get a little bowl here. Okay. Now, you know I like my presentations, eat with eyes, grasshopper, all that nonsense, but these rustic Italian style meals, no presentation necessary. Just get that food in a dish and chow it down. Let's get in on that. There we go. All right. So we already have our sort of freshish sage in. I use my cooking extra virgin. I think I showed you this a few weeks back. This was a gift. Absolutely fruity and delicious. So let's give a little drizzle. Extra virgin. Maybe some grated grana. I think I have a little piece over here. Grana Padano. I think I have Parmigiano Reggiano around here somewhere, but this is sitting right in sight. So let's grate a little of that. And let's give it a try. A little chard stem, leaf. Oh, fantastic. Perfect, simple, rustic little Tuscan style dinner. Midweek night. Freshly pulled Swiss chard with sage, cannellini beans, garlic, that little bit of cherry pepper. Wow. Yeah. I was looking to see if I had enough to bring for lunch tomorrow. I don't know. Only made a small batch. This might be going down tonight. We'll see you for the next episode. Come on, let's do it. Como belle c'è le luna brille, strette, strette come butta bella passeggiare sotto il cielo di Roma. Avenue or Via Street or Strata, you can see them disappearing two by two on an evening in Roma. Do they take 'em for espresso? Yeah, I guess so. On each lover's arms a girl I wish I knew.